Hello everybody. This is a quick demo for week 8 for the ICT3050 tutorial. Also, it's really easy compared to what you have done in the prior weeks, but just let me show you how to create VLANs trunking between ports, and you need to ping between the same VLAN, and you will not be able to ping to the other VLAN without layer 3 device. However, let's see how long it takes to finish that task. What we asking for here, that's switch 1, switch 2, and a couple PCs here, PC1, PC2, and then another one, PC3 over there. Those two will be VLAN 10, that one will be VLAN 20. So here it is, that's F6 to, and this one F11, and this one F1. Finally, this one is F18. Fast Ethernet 18. Out of here, that will be trunk. That will be VLAN 10. That's VLAN 10 as well. And this one will be VLAN 20. For that one, I'm going to go over here and change. We call that PCA. And this one, I just want to try to match the names only. And that's PCB, and that's PCC. Now let's go and we put the IP address as well. So the PCA has an IP address of 192.168. That's 10.3. And the 192.168.10.1. That's the gateway. Done, done. That's the other 192.168.10.4 and 192.168.10.1. So this one 10.3 and this one 10.4. That's 192.168.10.3 and this one 192.168.10.4/24. That's when you try to ping or so, you don't have to waste your time and search for the IP, whatever it is. For the PCC, that's another network, which is 20.3, and here it is, 192.168.20.3, and over here we will go over 20.1. And here it is, just make sure it 192.168.20.3. These are the basics. So you just assign IPs, then later on we'll go inside and we will put the enter VLAN 1. For that basic cabling, configure the basic setting on the switch. Please go back to week 1. I have made you already a video recorded video how to configure router or switch with basic configurations. Very quick. So now what we ask you, can you ping from here to here? So can you try to ping, can you ping from here to here? As you can see, that's successful. Okay, can I ping from here to here? Not successful. Okay, so no pinging from those ones. So now what we will do, we'll create two VLANs on each one. This one, VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. However, if you want to communicate, if you want that PC to be able to communicate with PCA, it has to has as well PC 10 and 20. So let's go both here, and now let's create VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. You can give them names, whatever it is. It's up to you, whatever you like. So VLAN 99 as well. 3 VLANs I have created them. If you want to give them name as a student, faculty, management, feel free. However, that's how it is. So if you go over there and you type, for example, show VLAN, and here are the 3 VLANs has been created. Similar to that, I'm gonna go here as well. That's VLAN 10, VLAN 20, and here it is, and that's VLAN 99. That's the 3 VLANs over here as well. If you feel free, if you want to give them any naming, we have no problem with that. Okay, so now you create the VLANs, no problems. We need to assign those ports, any ports link to end user device, which is the PCs. Those ones need to be assigned as a mode access. So this one is, as you can see here, that's port number 6. So what I'm gonna do here, watch that. That's port number 6. If you cannot see that much here. Here it is. That's port 6. So what you can do here, we go, here it is. And I'm gonna configure T interface fast Ethernet 06 switch port mode access. Usually here it is. Just make sure to everybody can see that. We assign that as switch port mode access, switch port access, and then the VLAN number you would like. Since that port, the number 6, already connected to VLAN 10, I'm gonna put it to VLAN 10. That's it, that's it. So similar to that, I'm gonna jump into here to just make sure that everybody follow me. Here it is. Interface, that's VLAN 11, by the way. That's a fast Ethernet 11. Interface fast Ethernet 011. Similar. And switch port access VLAN 10. Here it is. As you can see that it starts changing to the VLAN, assigning to the VLAN. Now we have this one assigned to VLAN 20. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go the same thing. Fast Ethernet 18, switch port mode access, the same thing. Switch port access VLAN 20. And done, and done. Look, here it is. Just let me show you. Here. when we put the code before that, you can see that the VLAN 10 here assigned to 11 and VLAN 20 assigned to VLAN 18. Similar to that, if you have looked here, that's VLAN 10 assigned to 6 and VLAN 20 for sure, no assigning, and VLAN 99 as well, no assigning. Okay, so since we have created VLANs and VLAN 10 and more than one VLAN, that's VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. So, okay, now you have VLANs. Let's see if I still can ping or not. Let me clear you that so you can see in clear view. No, but before I have created the VLAN, I was able to ping between even inside those ones. So I did before ping between the VLAN 10 to VLAN 10. There's no problem with that. So between those PC before the VLAN. So now when I create the VLAN, they are not pinging. Yes, because what we have, when you create VLANs, you need to create a trunking port which can carry multi-VLAN, which is the fast Ethernet one. There is a piece at the bottom of the lab. We ask you to change that. I'm going to leave that to you to play with it. But anyway, that's interface fast 0, 1, switch port mode trunk. I wanted that to be trunk, and look at this. Look at that, please. This one, I changed this one into trunk. That one start to negotiate, that's the part which is at the bottom of the lab, the one I mentioned to you that try to make it as desirable. So right now, they negotiate with each other, and that one I haven't put this one trunk yet. But since that one talk to that port, they will negotiate. I'm a trunk, you're not. So you need to come up with a solution. We call that desirable. So, however, to make that myself as well in the same, here it is. That's interface fast 0, 1, switch mode trunk. Here it is. Now it become. And sure, don't forget, please, to save your work all the time when you do any work. Here it is. So now everything is here. Yep, let's see. Can I ping? Let me clear that for you. So here it is. Can I ping? Yes. So this one can ping here, no problem. What about if I want to ping from here to here? No. So with the trunking, you can. Without trunking. So if I put a PC here and I add that one to VLAN 20, if I want to add, this switch has a VLAN 20. So if I put a PC here as well, and I assign that one into VLAN 20, and sure, I put it an IP address of VLAN 20. Do you think it's going to work? See how it goes. So try that one and see how it goes. If you put another PC here with a VLAN 20 and VLAN 20 IPs, don't forget that to assign IPs for that. So what's missing here? Okay, so we have the management interface. What is the management interface? What we call here, watch this one. Can you see that the switch number 1? What we do here, we do not like in your material here, we do not like to put VLAN 1 as the management because usually hackers, they target the VLAN number 1. So Cisco usually try to put different numbers away, so they put it as 99. However, for the sake of the demo only, here it is. What you, if you want to configure from without even looking at the code, just you look at that table and you want to configure that, here it is. That's VLAN 1. Okay, so interface VLAN 1. Put the IP address 192.168.1.11.255.255.255.0 and you shut. Here it is. That's number 1. Same thing, you go over here. That's IP address 192.168.11. That's 12. 1.12. 255.255.255.0 and that's how it is. That's how it is. That's easy as that, easy as that. So if you want to configure, which we do recommend that student to look at that and configure those devices, you can do from here. What we ask you, few steps over here, as you can see that the interface VLAN 99, we put it as 111, the one I just show you. So we do not prefer, usually, for security reasons, nothing else. But for the sake of the demo only, it's okay. VLAN 1, no problem as well, as you can see that. We put the interface VLAN 1, no IP addresses, nothing. And we put the IP for the VLAN 99, whatever you want. Is that going to work? Yes, because we have VLAN 1. So for example, like that, you will find over here that's VLAN 1, which is the most common one. That's the one which has all those devices. That's VLAN number 1. So it's gonna work? Yes, it's gonna work. Here it is, and like that. However, since we have put those ones into VLAN 10, VLAN 20, whatever it is, but just only for the sake of the demo, that's how it's work. We do not prefer to put that in VLAN 1, we put it in VLAN 99. Other than that, here you can see that we give you some codes if you want to assign multi-ports at the same time. If you're familiar with the command range, yes. So I can put, for example, in that port, this port I just put, I used only port number 1 and port number 6. So if I want to assign range of those ones in one specific, so I can put like this interface, for example, and I can put range, whatever you want. So fast Ethernet and put from 011 to 24, for example, all of them in one command like this, and switchboard access, VLAN, whatever the number you want, VLAN 10, VLAN 20, anything. So in short, this one, instead of assigning, when you want to assign multi-ports at once, you can use the command range instead of doing one by one. So this is the task which I told you that I'm going to leave that to you to try. Instead of putting trunk here and trunk here, can I put trunk here and I change this one into mode dynamic desirable? Try this one and see is there any difference. So the question come right now is unsure at the bottom here how to delete the VLAN. But anyway, The question which is being raised all the time, that if I configure VLAN 10 and can communicate with VLAN 10, that's no problem. So what about the VLAN 20? How the VLAN 20 will be communicate with VLAN 1 within the same switch or different switch? And that's why if you look at the inter VLAN in week 3, the tutorial in week 3, you will find that we ask you to configure at the top here, we ask you to add if you still remember, we ask you to add 1941 model, for example, a router here for those ones to be able for those ones to be able to communicate, something like that, for example. And then we configure this one as .q, if you still remember. So if VLAN 10 want to talk to VLAN 20, you need a layer 3 device at the top with inter VLAN. Please practice, and if you have any issue, ask me or ask your tutor, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching.